If you're cruising to Alaska, there are some specific things that you'll want to bring, from outerwear to gear to items that you'll want to have on the cruise ship. This video will ensure that you have everything that you need for your Alaska cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, if you're going to Alaska this year, you are in luck. What a fabulous cruise. We did it last year for the first time, and honestly, it won't be our last. But I learned a lot on my Alaska cruise, and that included what to bring and even a couple of things that I could have left at home. So in this video, I'm going to share with you everything that you'll need for your Alaska cruise. I'm going to show you the things that are pretty essential and a few things that are optional depending on some of the activities that you'll be doing on the cruise. And I'll show you the couple of things that I brought on my cruise that I didn't end up using, but the reasons that you may need them for yours. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Number one, a puffer vest. So this is why I'm dressed this way in this video. I did want to show you bringing a puffer style vest that is water resistant is really handy on an Alaska cruise, because when people say dress in layers, what you're going to want to do is put a t-shirt on, and then over that you might want to put a fleece or another type of sweater or sweatshirt, and then a puffer style vest over that, so that when it starts off cool in the morning time, you can remove layers as you need during the day. Now, even if you are cruising during the summer, there are going to be places that you'll go during your cruise that can be much cooler. So in particular, your glacier viewing day, but Alaska weather can be very unpredictable. Now, this vest is from Amazon. It's the Amazon Essentials brand. I like it because look, it's got this little bag that you can just plop it into when you're not using it, and it does fold up very, very small, so don't worry about packing that. Now, staying with outerwear for just a few minutes, make sure that you do have a good quality rain jacket. Now, I like this one. It is wind resistant, so you really want something that does cut the wind, ideally something that's not too heavy, because still you are going to want to layer your items, and do make sure that you have a hood. Now, when I went on my cruise, it was during the month of May, so it was still pretty cool at that time, although I was pretty lucky because it didn't rain much. So that was good. But this is the jacket that I brought. So I don't like to be cold, so I would rather have a jacket and not wear it very much than not have a jacket and be cold. In the morning time, it was about 50 degrees, and during the day, it didn't warm up much more than that. So I thought that this was really, really good. And during our glacier viewing day in Glacier Bay, it was absolutely gorgeous, but it definitely was a good 10 degrees cooler. So that is something to remember. Now, when it comes to clothing and outerwear, something that people don't talk about much is really what you're going to wear under those jackets. Now, something that I found very handy for me was fleece lined leggings. So personally, I'm just very comfortable in leggings, or a pair of jeans are fine too. And Alaska is very casual, so that is pretty much what you're going to be wearing. But these fleece lined leggings were absolutely perfect. This way my legs were never cold. Thermal underwear or thermal underclothing. Now, my husband and son brought this, and this was really good because obviously they're not going to wear leggings, so they were wearing jeans or pants, and this way they could put a thermal pair of pants right underneath. And I think that that's especially important if you're going early in the season, or even September, October. You want to make sure that your legs and your under, that you are warm, especially if it does rain. It does feel quite damp. Now, this came with as well thermal undershirt, so this was perfect as well, and then they could layer this under their sweatshirt. Now, I know I get a lot of questions about what to wear in Alaska, even on the cruise ship, so I will share a little bit more about that later on in the video, including for men. But I did want to get into some of the gear that is absolutely essential. So one of the things that you'll want to bring is a pair of binoculars. Now, I wouldn't bring only one. This is a mistake that some people make. They think, how many binoculars do we really need? Honestly, when you see wildlife on a glacier or anything during your cruise, whales, you don't want to be passing the binoculars back and forth. You want to each have a pair. Now, these are actually very reasonably priced. They're pretty good binoculars. I'm going to leave you a couple of suggestions linked down below in the description of this video. And by the way, all of the different items that I am mentioning in this video will be linked down below. I'm going to share with you something I did not bring for my Alaska cruise, but I did purchase for my cruise to Norway this year, and that is a sleep mask. So something that we came to find out in Alaska is that the days are very long and the sun is going to rise early and the sun is going to set very late. Now, I'm somebody who likes to sometimes have my blinds open or my curtains open so that I can see everything in the morning time, but I also do want to choose when I wake up. So having a sleep mask is something that I think is essential. A hat and glove set. Now, something that I picked up this year and I just thought it was super cute is a hat, and it came with a scarf and with gloves, and believe me, you absolutely need a hat and gloves for Alaska. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't need it. In the early morning times when you get out onto your balcony, even when you look through your binoculars, you're going to need it. But I really like this scarf because if it isn't that cold, you could actually just throw this right over your shoulders when you go out to your balcony or when you go out to the deck in the morning time. And it's super cute as well. You could wear it in the ports, wrap it around, or even wear it as a shawl. Now, something that I used during my cruise, and these really fold up to next to nothing, so I definitely recommend them, but these are little touch screen gloves. They're not very expensive. Now, they're very thin, but they're warm enough, I think, for Alaska. So I don't think you'll have a problem. But what I really liked is the day, especially that we were in Glacier Bay and it was cold. I didn't want to take off my gloves, but I was able to use my phone to take pictures, to do anything that I wanted, to text, etc. I was able to do all of that with these gloves. Now, by the way, they are available in men's and women's sizes, and I will link them down below in the description of this video. A good size waterproof or water resistant backpack. So you definitely want to have that. Now, this is the backpack that we brought on our Alaska cruise. So you can see it's a really good size. It's got some nice pockets to keep different items. It even has a little pouch in it that's a little bit of a dry bag. So this was really good. But as an alternative, another bag that I really like, if you don't need something as big, this is very portable and you can fold this up. It folds to next to nothing. And this is a great bag for any cruise that you would go on. A crossbody bag or a belt bag. Now, I brought this on my Alaska cruise and it was perfect. I never really wore a purse in particular when I was around the cruise ports or even walking around the cruise ship during the day. So this was really handy. And I do have, by the way, another version that is available on Amazon and is very well priced. I'm going to link it down below. Now, I also have this belt bag, and this is great. Women, men, anybody can wear this, and it's actually a bigger size than the other belt bag, so it can keep more items. A small windproof travel umbrella. Now, if you're going to Alaska, you've got to expect that there likely is going to be some rain, so you are going to want to be prepared. Now, the important part is that it is windproof. Now, speaking of rain, something that is a very worthwhile investment is a poncho. Now, you are going to want something, just a little tip, that does have a good size sleeve. Make sure when you buy it, try it on. Make sure it goes like 3/4 of the way down. You want something that really covers you and even goes at least till about your knees. Now, funny enough, we actually didn't use our ponchos on our Alaska cruise. I had my waterproof jacket, and that was pretty much enough for the day that it rained a little bit when we were in Ketchikan. But I think that because we traveled during the month of May, there's a little bit less rain during that month. So I think that that is why we got lucky, and I definitely would bring ponchos on a future cruise. Moisture control socks. And now having socks that actually are able to keep the moisture out is going to keep your feet warmer. It can be very damp in Alaska, obviously, especially if it rains. Insect repellent. Now, insect repellent in particular, if you are going hiking, is a must. I'm not sure that you need a bottle as large as this. If you can find a travel size, that probably will be perfect. Now, by the way, if you're planning your Alaska cruise and you are trying to keep organized, I do have the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner. Now, the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner is a 47-page downloadable printable cruise planner that can help you to stay organized from the time that you book your cruise all the way through embarkation and disembarkation. Now, it includes cruise packing lists, including an Alaska packing list. It includes shore excursion planning forms. It includes cruise outfit planning forms, which is a big help, and more. Now, if you are interested in seeing what's included in the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner, I'll leave all of the information linked down below in the description of this video so that you can check it out. Over-the-counter seasickness medication. Now, you don't want to underestimate the possibility that you will get a little bit of motion sickness during your cruise. Now, it may not happen, and if it doesn't, that's wonderful, but if it does, you do want to be prepared. Now, I do have Dramamine with me here because the last time that I was in Florida, I wasn't able to find Bonine. However, Bonine is my favorite. I will just show you. I keep Bonine and some other medication in this magnetic pill box. It's such a good organizer. I'm going to leave that linked down below. I keep everything in it, but you can see that I actually keep a little bit of Bonine here, even if we have any car rides, if anybody needs it. It's perfect, as in our experience, it doesn't make you feel drowsy. Something that's a little different that you might want to consider bringing on your cruise is a Bluetooth selfie stick. Now, you might be wondering, why should you use this? You could use it as a tripod as well. That's great if you want to do a little bit of a time lapse. It's also really good if you want to take any photos from your balcony and you just want to take them either looking in or looking out towards the ocean. So this is perfect, and this way you can get everybody in your party into the photo. Portable chargers. Now, I have 2 portable chargers that I pretty much use regularly, and there are definitely some others that are still good, but my personal favorites are this one. This goes right under your phone, and this way you can charge it as you go. It does charge one phone with this fully, and it is pretty quick. And the other one is this portable charger. It has 2 full phone chargers, and it is fast. Now, something that you'll want to bring for inside your cabin is something to charge all of your devices. Now, what we like to do is bring this non-surge power cube. Now, this actually has 3 electric outlets. And by the way, if you haven't been on a cruise yet, something that you'll probably find out is that cruise cabins usually don't have a lot of electric outlets, which is why you'll want to bring an additional power source, but you cannot bring a surge protected power bar. So it's very important to be quite careful with what you bring. Now, this one here has USB outlets, but the newer version actually has USB-A and USB-Cs, which is why it is now the one I recommend. Magnet hooks. Now, this is a cruiser's secret. So if you know, you know. If you don't know, I will tell you, the walls in a cruise cabin are usually metal. So what a lot of people like to do is bring these magnetic hooks that you can adhere to the cabin wall to create extra storage space. So something that you don't really think about is the fact that your jacket, when you come back in Alaska, it may be wet or damp. You're not going to want to put that in the closet with your clothing. You're going to want to hang that on a separate hook on the wall. Your backpack, your cruise lanyard, other items, maybe even your binoculars hanging on the wall. Now, the important thing is the weight of the hook. You don't want to get anything like 25 pounds or even 50 pounds. You want to get something that is like 75 or 100. I am going to link my favorite ones down below. A cruise lanyard. Now, this is not a necessity. There are other ways that you can carry your cruise card, but this is still my favorite. It's just very practical. Now, what I like about this one in particular is not only is it a lanyard that goes around your neck, but there is a clip so you can take it off. And if you don't want to wear it around your neck all the time, like at nighttime, what I do is I actually just take it like this and I put it in my handbag. Now, an alternative to a lanyard is a cruise card holder. You can actually just put this right on the back of your phone. This is what my husband prefers to do. And actually, when we go into cruise ports of call, he not only has his cruise card there, but he puts his credit card as well. A waterproof phone case. Now, while this is really something that we always bring on Caribbean cruises, it's something that can be really handy for Alaska as well. If you've got a rainy day, you're going to want to make sure that your phone stays dry. So that is something really important. But even if you go into the pools or anything like that, this can be handy as well. Poopery. Now, cruise ship bathrooms are a little small, and in our experience, they're just not that well ventilated. So it is a good idea. Bring a little bit of poopery, keep that in the bathroom, let everybody know where it is. I think you know what I mean. Now, I have a couple more items for the cabin, and then I am going to show you the clothing and the shoes, and the one particular item that I did not use on my cruise, but you may need to, and I will tell you why. So firstly, I make a little pack of things that I might need for washing any of my clothes. So I bring little shout wipes, I bring Tide to Go, and I bring a little travel packet to do any hand washing of my laundry, and even maybe like a dryer sheet, that kind of thing. And the other item that I bring is some Downy wrinkle releaser. Now this, by the way, is a silicone bottle cover. These are awesome. by the way. So something that you might want to bring on your cruise. It's a little set they sell. I believe that you get about 6 or 8 of them or so. And Downy Wrinkle Releaser, just something to know that when you're on a cruise, you're not going to be able to bring a travel steamer or a clothing iron. So this is going to help your clothing to stay wrinkle free. Now, these silicone bottle covers are genuinely genius. I have used them so many times, and even after you take them off, they go right back into their shape. Now, something that we bring for all of our cruises is this little electronics organizer bag. We have chargers, we have wires for different devices, and this way we keep everything in its place. A pair of sandals. Now, something that I would definitely bring for an Alaska cruise, I was really glad that I did last time, is a pair of flip-flops or sandals. Now, you're going to want to wear them around your cabin, but also think about when you go to the spa. You're going to want to walk to the spa in a pair of flip-flops. Maybe you'll go out to the balcony. That is going to be very cold, so you're going to want to have that with you. Now, something not to forget for your Alaska cruise, or really for any cruise, is to purchase luggage tag holders. Now, each cruise line is going to have a different size luggage tag, so it is important to purchase the right one. But I'm going to tell you what this does. Basically, the cruise line is going to provide you with luggage tags, and you're going to need to print them. Now, after you print them, you need to fold them and you need to staple them onto your luggage. However, you're in Alaska. It can be rainy when you get onto your cruise ship, and you don't want those luggage tags to get wet and to fall off, and for it to be difficult to find your luggage on the first day. So we always bring luggage tag holders, and we just put them on the morning of our cruise just in the hotel. These, I think, are the absolute best one. I like these fasteners. They are very solid, and this seals up perfectly. Now, because each cruise line has a different shape, some of them are long, some of them are wide and fatter. I am going to leave all of them linked down below in the description of this video. A hanging toiletry bag. Now, this is just an absolute space saver in your cabin and in your bathroom. You can pack this up with all of your travel size toiletries or even full size bottles if you like, and it hangs up and stays out of the way. Now, when it comes to clothing, some things that you'll really want to make sure that you pack are basically some fleece sweatshirts. So again, when we talked about layers at the beginning of this video, having a t-shirt and then having something that has longer sleeves, even a t-shirt material, that is absolutely perfect. And make sure you bring something that is like a fleece. You really just want something super comfortable. Now, this was a sweater that my husband brought, really comfortable. And this is another one, for example. Now, I have this light rain jacket, and I brought this on my Canada, New England cruises. So this was just perfect for that. Now, I didn't bring it on my Alaska cruise because we were there during the month of May. I knew I needed something warmer, but if I was going during the summer, this is what I would bring. Almost forgot, don't forget to bring sunglasses. It is really bright in Alaska, not only when the sun is shining, but even when it's overcast. It can be snowy on the mountains or in the glaciers, and you are going to want to have these. As well, be sure that you pack some sunscreen. Okay, so now for the item that we did not use. We never did use our waterproof hiking shoes. Now, I brought these on our cruise. I'll show you my husband's as well. And they really are like a good quality for the price. We were very happy with them, tried them on, they were comfortable, but it just turned out that the activities that we were doing in Alaska, we never went hiking, we never went up to the glaciers. So it turned out it wasn't something that we needed. Now, we did go on one excursion where we did walk through a little trail that day, but I found my running shoes were absolutely fine. So I do think that I would bring them if I was planning to do certain activities that would require them, but if I wasn't, I probably would leave them at home. And the other item that we debated about and we didn't end up bringing, and in the end we didn't need, but is that we didn't bring any rain pants. We thought when it came to the thermal clothing that we had to wear under our clothing, and we thought that when it came to the ponchos and the rain jackets, that probably would suffice. And in our case, that did. However, again, if I was going during certain months that were particularly rainy, and if I was planning to do a lot of activities where I was out all day, for instance, like on a fishing excursion or something, I definitely would bring rain pants. Now, I am going to leave all of the information about the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner, as well as all of the links to the items that I shared with you in this video, down below in the description of this video. But I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know, when are you heading to Alaska? Let me know about your upcoming cruise, as well as any questions that you may have. And if I missed anything that people should bring on an Alaska cruise, please share that as well. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.